Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. People are out here just being brazen with the theft. Like, for real. And I'm gonna tell you what, this is gonna keep happening. People are gonna keep getting exposed because we've let it get too far. And when I say we, I mean the citizens. We've let it get too far where we just let things slide. And now that things are being brought to the forefront, light is being shined upon it. Now we're gonna have to make some changes. Welcome back, YouTube. It's your host, Rich GNT, and we're here to talk about a Maine City Council member had to step down because of things in their past, along with things that they have currently going on in their present. So I'm a little bit confused about this, so we're gonna go through this together. So let's jump right in.
Well, when NewsNation investigates, the impact can be swift and dramatic. We saw that today as shockwaves reverberated in part from a NewsNation exclusive we brought you last night. We told you about how a small community in Maine alleges that money for mass shooting victims instead went to a Somali-linked nonprofit. Well, tonight, less than 24 hours after our report aired, Lewiston City Council member Iman Osman, who is a Somali refugee, is stepping down. He didn't give a reason, but NewsNation has learned his nonprofit was one of dozens that received some of that money raised for these shooting victims. Not only that, it turns out Osman has 2 felony gun charges and faked his address. NewsNation investigative correspondent Rich McHugh has been digging into this and joins me now. You broke this news last night. How did this unfold today?
My question is this: how did it get this far that he got into city council? What in the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? I kind of stayed away from the Somali thing, because I did say that I was going to talk about it, but then everyone started talking about it. So I was like, you know what? I don't like adding to the voices that are already talking about something. I like talking about the things that like actually happening, that are real, in the sense of not getting enough news press. That's what I like to talk about, all right? Because I want people to actually see what's going on the ground, even though I'm not on the ground, sadly. But in this case right here, because I heard talks about this, you know, I saw like something on X, and then I saw like a little bit of things when I was looking through and trying to find a little bit more information. How can this just slip through? Someone needs to explain that to me. How? And then not only that, I keep bringing it back to people just dealing with funky money. Do we not notice a trend in how these people are taking advantage of marginalized communities and nonprofits, or organizations that deal with, you know, helping people in need, and they're getting in on the grift? And the reason they're doing that is because this isn't new. This has been going on for years. People, whether they're in our politics or not, have been taking advantage of the fact of, hey, I'm just going to create an organization that's going to help this disenfranchised or marginalized group right here, and then no one's going to ask questions about it, because if you do, you seem like an asshole. Now the cover is being kind of pulled back a little bit, and people are saying, oh shit, there's a lot of fraud going on.
It's been wild, Elizabeth, and it's still actually unfolding. There's an emergency city council meeting happening right now in the building behind me. They're trying to figure out what exactly to do. So just to reset, Lewiston had one of the worst mass shootings in our country's history. The country rallied behind, raised a bunch of money, over $6 million. There was the Maine Community Foundation. They promised everybody that all of the monies were going to go to the victims and their families. Well, it turns out that about 30%, 1.9 million, went not to the families and victims, but went to nonprofits. And we found that at least 9 of them were immigrant-focused. At least 7 of them were Somali-linked nonprofits. Now, one of those nonprofits is the Lewiston Auburn Youth Network. They received $65,000. The Somali man who runs it, Iman Osman, sworn in as city councilor this week. He stepped down this morning, and so we've done some digging. He's facing felony gun charges. He has pled not guilty to that. He ran for city council here using an address that is a condemned chicken restaurant. I went there and looked inside earlier. This is his nonprofit received the $65,000.
I kind of want to laugh a little bit because this Negro said, "Yo, put my address at that chicken spot." Oh, or it's not funny, but it's like, what the fuck? Are you for real? And this is my question, right? Because I know there's like contention online now, you know, with, you know, the whole Somali thing and everything like that. People say, oh, they're being targeted because they're immigrants and they're black and whatnot. My thing is this: if we have credible sources and resources that are showing that these things are true, we can't just sit back and say, well, it's racist or whatever have you. No, the proof is right there. It's in your face. It's right there. Unless you believe everyone's just lying on them, which he stepped down for a reason. He has 2 felony charges against him. He faked his address. They're showing connections between Somali groups and these nonprofits that are just taking money. Like, do we not? Is it wrong for us to look at that and go, okay, there's a connection here, there's a trend, and yeah, maybe, you know, brown and black people, there's some validity in it. Like, I don't know, like, that's just how I'm seeing it, because I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, oh, well, they're bullying them, they're doing X, Y, and Z, but it's like, if we're seeing that it's in front of our faces, what do you want us to do? Just act like it's not there? Because apparently that's what's going on in Minnesota, where a lot of people that were trying to whistleblow was saying the reason they didn't say much is because they didn't want to be branded as racist. Look, damn that. Y'all niggas taking money from taxpayer. So I'm singing like a canary.
The Lewiston Victims Fund, when survivors like Jennifer Zenka, shot twice, received a mere $32,000 and couldn't pay for her surgeries. Take a listen.
It didn't really hit me and really upset me until I was in a position with a $93,000 hospital bill that I couldn't cover.
What do you think happened here?
They raised money for nonprofits on the backs of 18 people who were murdered, 13 people who were shot, and 136 people who escaped their attempted murder. They used that to raise money for nonprofits.
In Minnesota, they're stealing from the taxpayers. In Maine, they're stealing from the taxpayers and victims of a massacre.
So why they received this money is just disturbing. Why this man's nonprofit received these monies is a big, giant question mark. Why he was even put on the city council here raises even more questions. When, Elizabeth, I went to the city clerk today, it took me 2 seconds to get his bond sheet. Back to you.
2 felony gun charges and a fake address that's really a condemned chicken restaurant. Rich, you can't make it up.
Took him 2 seconds. So I'm forced to believe, personally, based off the information that's been given to me here, and then like the static of what I'm hearing, you know, going throughout the internet and everything like that, is that the reason why this is happening, the reason why they're getting away with this, is because the minute you open your mouth, the minute you say something, you get branded racist. You get called xenophobic or something like that. Yeah, you get called that. All these different terms because you just want to ask the questions that need to be asked. How is he able to get that far to be put on the city council when he has 2 felony gun charges? The validity of his address is so easy to look up and see that is phony that it took someone like 2 seconds. What's happening? What's going on? And I know I like to, you know, be a little jokey and everything like that, but legitimately I'm upset. And the reason why I'm upset is because this is our money. This is people, and damn the fact that they're Somalians or whatever, it doesn't matter because it's more than just them. These are people that are taking advantage of tragedy. They're taking advantage of people's naivety and everything like that. And they're trying to raise money taken from you under the guise of something, you know, good, right? And they're just abusing the system. And the reason why people should be more upset is because this is money you worked hard for. You're being taxed on it. They're taking it from you. And a lot of people are gladly giving up the money saying, you know what's going to a good cause. No, it's not. You're fattening someone else's pockets. I talk about these things because it's important for us to know what's going on when it comes to our communities, our neighborhoods, our, you know, neighbors to the left and right of us, and our money. Our money. I work hard. You work hard. The people out here that are working hard. The last thing we need is for someone to take advantage of the fact that there's systems set in place to kind of steal from the taxpayer. That's the last thing we need. Like I said before, I believe that the reason why these questions weren't, you know, posed and why they went unanswered is because no one wants to seem like a racist. No one wants to seem like they're bigoted or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? They just want to let it slide. You know, no one wants to dig into it because everybody, and I think I said this before, right? Where people want that accolade of being like, oh, we had the first black whatever, or we had this, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what it seems like to me, especially in this case. Because I don't see how that was able to just fly on the radar like that. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's crazy. Well, you guys already know, Drew. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Do you feel like there's something more to this? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like this is like some interconnected system to where people know of a back channel or a back door when it comes to stealing money, and they found out, or they're part of it and they're able to take advantage of it, and that there's more going on? Or do you honestly just feel like this is just coincidences? Because for me personally, I think it's the first one. I think there's a whole lot more going on, and there's a lot more hidden from people. So let me know down in the comments below. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.